I've done enough." Those were the last words I said to my mother before I walked out of her house 2 years ago. My name is Tori, and I'm about to tell you why I deleted my entire family from my phone that day and what I've been planning ever since. Let me back up. I've always been the invisible daughter. You know the type. Straight A's, steady job, never caused drama. While my younger sister Destiny was busy getting married for the third time at 27, I was the one who remembered Mom's birthday, fixed her computer, and listened to her complain about everything from her arthritis to her property taxes. So when I got my first 5-figure bonus last spring, I knew exactly what I wanted to do with it. Mom had been talking about retirement for years, dreaming about finally having enough money to travel, maybe fix up the house. She'd raised us alone after Dad left, worked double shifts as a substitute teacher just to keep us fed. $35,000. I transferred it directly into her account with a note. "For all those dreams you put on hold for us, love, Tori." I didn't tell her it was coming. I wanted it to be a surprise. I pictured her face when she'd see that balance, maybe finally understanding that her quiet, responsible daughter had made something of herself. 3 months passed. Radio silence. Not even a thank you text. I should have known something was wrong, but I convinced myself she was just overwhelmed, maybe planning something special. So I decided to surprise her with a visit. I picked up bagels from her favorite place, grabbed some flowers, and drove the 40 minutes to her little house on Maple Street. I knocked twice before using my key. "Mom, I brought brunch." The smell hit me first. Expensive perfume, the kind that comes in heavy glass bottles. Then I heard the laughter from the kitchen, high and musical. Destiny's laugh. I found them at the kitchen table, surrounded by shopping bags. Designer shopping bags. Nordstrom, Saks, some boutique I'd never heard of with tissue paper spilling out like confetti. "Tori!" Mom jumped up, looking guilty for exactly half a second before her face brightened. "What a surprise! Look who's here! Destiny just got back from the spa." I stared at my sister. She looked like she'd been assembled by a team of professionals. Her teeth were blindingly white and perfectly straight. Her lips were plump and glossy. Even her hair seemed to catch light differently, like she was starring in her own personal music video. "Oh my God, Tori!" Destiny stood up and did a little spin. "Do you love it? Mom gave me the most amazing fresh start gift. I'm like a whole new person." The bagels felt heavy in my hands. Fresh start? After the divorce, you know. Derek was such a nightmare, and I was just so broken down. But Mom said I deserved to feel beautiful again. Destiny pulled out her phone and started snapping selfies. "I got my teeth done, some lip work, a little Botox, and this hair, extensions, but good ones, the kind that last." I looked at Mom. She was beaming like Destiny had just won a Nobel Prize. "How much did all this cost?" I asked quietly. "Oh, don't worry about that," Mom waved her hand dismissively. I had some money saved up. It was worth every penny to see her smile again. Saved up. The words echoed in my head as I watched Destiny model a handbag that probably cost more than my car payment. "What about your retirement plans?" I set the bagels down on the counter, my hands suddenly unsteady. "Oh, that can wait. Destiny needed this now. You understand, don't you? She's been through so much." I understood perfectly. I understood that my $35,000 had been transformed into my sister's Instagram makeover. I understood that my mother had taken my gift, my gesture of love and respect, and handed it to the daughter who'd already burned through 3 marriages and countless second chances. I understood that I was still invisible. "I need to go," I said. "But you just got here. Stay for lunch. We can—" I said I need to go. I walked to the door, my legs feeling disconnected from my body. Behind me, I could hear Destiny asking what was wrong with me, Mom making excuses about how I'd always been sensitive. In my car, I sat for a moment, staring at the house where I'd grown up, where I'd been the good daughter, the reliable one, the one who never asked for anything because I thought that made me noble. I pulled out my phone and deleted Mom's number, then Destiny's. Then I blocked them both on every platform I could think of. I've done enough, and I meant it, but what I didn't say out loud, what I whispered to myself as I drove away, was much more dangerous. Now it's your turn. 2 years of silence. That's how long it took for everything to fall into place. I didn't just disappear. I evolved. While Destiny was busy documenting her glow-up journey on Instagram, I was building something real, something that mattered. "You sure you want to put this much into it?" Victoria asked, sliding the paperwork across her mahogany desk. We were in her downtown office, floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the city. Victoria Salazar had been my mentor since I'd started working in nonprofit development, and she'd become the closest thing I had to family. 100,000, I said, signing my name with steady hands. It's time. The Haven Women's Shelter was my baby now. 2 years of pouring everything I had into helping women escape toxic situations, rebuild their lives, start over. Women who'd been discarded, overlooked, treated like they didn't matter. Women like me. "The board is going to flip when they see this donation," Victoria said, but she was smiling. "You know this makes you our largest private donor, right?" Good. My phone buzzed on the desk. A text from my old college roommate. "Girl, have you seen your sister's latest drama? She's all over TikTok crying about her divorce." I glanced at the notification but didn't open it. I'd made a rule. No looking, no engaging, no caring. But sometimes the updates found me anyway. Destiny's fourth marriage had imploded spectacularly. Something about her husband finding out about her OnlyFans account. The boutique she'd tried to launch with Mom's money, my money, had folded within 6 months. "Everything okay?" Victoria asked. "Perfect!" And it was. I'd built a life that had nothing to do with them. I had work that fulfilled me, friends who respected me, a reputation that meant something. I'd even started dating again, nothing serious, but it felt good to be wanted by someone who actually saw me. The irony wasn't lost on me. All those years of being the responsible one, the one who cleaned up messes and asked for nothing in return, and it turned out I was perfectly capable of being selfish. I just needed the right motivation. My assistant knocked on Victoria's office door. "Tori, your 3 o'clock is here." "Send her in." A woman about my age walked in, clutching a folder to her chest like armor. Sarah, a recent divorce survivor who'd lost everything to an abusive ex. She reminded me of someone, though I couldn't place who. "I brought the receipts you asked for," she said, her voice barely above a whisper. "From when he controlled all the money." I took the folder, scanning the financial documents. Credit cards maxed out on things she'd never seen. Bank accounts drained, a classic pattern of economic abuse. "We're going to fix this," I told her. "Our legal team will help you trace every transaction. You're going to get your life back." Sarah started crying. "I don't know how to thank you. When my own family turned their backs on me, said I should have tried harder to make it work." "Family isn't always blood," I said, handing her tissues. "Sometimes the people who are supposed to love you unconditionally are the ones who hurt you most." After Sarah left, Victoria and I walked to the shelter's main building. It was almost dinner time, and the common area was full of women and children starting over. Some were still shell-shocked, others were beginning to smile again. All of them had been thrown away by someone who was supposed to care. "You know what I love about this place?" Victoria said, watching a little girl color at one of the tables. "Nobody here has to earn their worth. They just get to exist and heal." "That's the point." My phone buzzed again. This time it was a number I didn't recognize, but the area code was familiar. Home. I almost declined the call, but something made me answer. "Tori?" The voice was shaky, older than I remembered. "It's Mom." I stepped outside, Victoria following with concerned eyes. "How did you get this number?" I called your old job. They gave me your office number, and someone there gave me this one. Please don't hang up." "What do you want?" "I need to see you. It's bad, honey. Really bad. The endearment hit wrong, like a song played in the wrong key. Define bad. Can we meet, please? I know you're angry, and you have every right to be, but I need to tell you something, and I need to ask you something. I'm listening. Not over the phone. Please, just coffee. 1 hour. I'll drive to you. I looked through the window at the women inside, rebuilding their lives piece by piece. Women who'd been discarded, manipulated, used up and thrown away. Fine, but destiny comes too. Tori, I don't think that's both of you or neither of you. Those are the terms. A long pause. Okay, yes, whatever you want. I'll text you a place and time. I hung up and found Victoria watching me carefully. Everything all right? I smiled, but it felt different than it used to, sharper. Actually, I think everything's about to be perfect. That night, I transferred another $50,000 to the shelter's emergency fund. Then I opened my laptop and started researching something I should have looked into years ago. Estate planning, power of attorney, legal guardianship. It was time to be the responsible daughter again. The voicemail came at 2:47 a.m. Tori, it's Mom again. I know you said to wait until our meeting, but I can't sleep. The doctor they said stage 3, cervical cancer. I've been putting off the gynecologist for 2 years because I couldn't afford it. And now, God, I'm so scared. There are bills, so many bills. And I can't tell Destiny because she's already dealing with so much. Please call me back. Please. I played it 3 times, sitting in my kitchen with a glass of wine that had gone warm. Then I opened my laptop. Stage 3 cervical cancer. 5-year survival rate, 58-63%. Average treatment cost, $150,000, $300,000. I bookmarked the pages, cross-referenced treatment centers, made notes in a spreadsheet, the responsible daughter doing research at 3 in the morning. I didn't call back. Not yet. Instead, I called Collins, my family's old lawyer, the one who'd handled Grandma's estate when I was in college. Tori, it's been years. How are you? I need to ask you about something, hypothetically. Of course. What's on your mind? If someone needed to make medical decisions for an aging parent, and that parent had no will, no power of attorney documents, nothing in place, what would happen? Well, typically the court would appoint the most responsible family member as guardian, usually the eldest child or whoever petitions first with the best case for stability. And if there were 2 children, but one had a history of financial instability, the court would definitely consider that. Why do you ask? Just planning ahead. Thanks, Collins. 3 days later, I finally called Mom back. Oh, thank God, she sobbed into the phone. I thought you'd changed your mind. I said I'd meet with you. I keep my word. Yes, of course. When? Where? Saturday, 1 o'clock. Bella Vista downtown, the one with the patio. Should I bring Destiny? You said you wanted both of us there. So yes. Tori, I need you to know. Saturday, Mom. We'll talk Saturday. I spent the rest of the week preparing. Not emotionally. I was done with emotions where my family was concerned. I prepared like I was going into battle. Saturday arrived gray and drizzly. I got to the restaurant early, chose a table with my back to the wall, ordered sparkling water. At exactly 1 o'clock, I watched them walk in. Mom looked smaller somehow, thinner. Her hair was completely gray now, and she moved carefully, like everything hurt. Destiny was with her, but she looked different too. The Instagram glow had faded. Her extensions needed redoing, and her designer clothes hung loose, like she'd lost weight she couldn't afford to lose. Tori, Mom's voice cracked as she sat down. You look wonderful. Thank you. Destiny slumped into her chair, not making eye contact. This is so weird. Like, why couldn't we just talk on the phone? Because some conversations need to happen face to face. I signaled the waitress. Have you ordered? We're not really hungry, Mom said. I'll have the salmon, I told the waitress. They'll have the soup and salad special, 2 of them. After the waitress left, Mom reached across the table like she wanted to take my hand. I pulled back. "I have cancer," she said simply. "I know. I got your voicemail. You didn't call back." "I'm here now." Destiny finally looked up. "Wait, what? Mom, you have cancer? Why didn't you tell me?" "I didn't want to worry you. You've been through so much with the divorce." "But you told her?" Destiny pointed at me accusingly. "I left her a voicemail," Mom said quietly. "I was scared." "So you call the daughter who hasn't spoken to you in 2 years, but you don't tell the one who actually cares?" I almost laughed. "The one who actually cares?" "Yeah, the one who visits, the one who calls, the one who doesn't just disappear when things get complicated. The one who spent $35,000 of my money on cosmetic surgery." The table went silent. Mom's face went white. "That's what this is about?" Destiny's voice rose. "You're still mad about that?" Mom explained what exactly? "That you gave her money for retirement, but she decided to help me instead because I needed it more." I looked at Mom. "Is that how you explained it?" "Tori, please. You told her I gave you money for retirement, and you chose to give it to her instead." "It wasn't like that." "Then how was it, Mom?" "The waitress brought our food. Nobody touched it." I thought you were doing so well. You have your job, your life. Destiny was falling apart. So you stole from me to enable her." "I didn't steal." "You took money I gave you for a specific purpose and gave it to someone else without asking. What do you call that?" Destiny stood up. "This is insane. I'm not sitting here while you attack Mom. She's sick, Tori. She has cancer." "Sit down." Something in my voice made her freeze. "Sit down." She sat. I reached into my purse and pulled out a manila envelope, placed it on the table between us. "What's that?" Mom whispered. "Your options." Mom's hands shook as she opened the envelope. I watched her face change as she flipped through the pages: bank statements, medical cost estimates, property assessments, legal documents. "I don't understand," she whispered. "It's simple. You have approximately $47,000 in assets. Your house is worth maybe $120,000, but you still owe $60,000 on the mortgage. Your cancer treatment will cost between $150,000 and $300,000, depending on how aggressive we get." Destiny leaned over to look. "What is all this?" "Reality." I pulled out my phone and opened a voice recording app. "Do you mind if I record this? For clarity." "Tori, what are you doing?" Mom's voice was getting higher. "I'm helping. Isn't that what you called me for?" "Help?" I hit record and placed the phone on the table. "So here's what I'm proposing. I'll cover your medical expenses, all of them. Private oncologist, best treatment available, whatever you need." Mom's eyes filled with tears. "Oh, honey, I knew you'd—" "I'm not finished." My voice cut through her relief like ice. "In exchange, you'll sign power of attorney over to me, medical and financial." "What does that mean?" Destiny demanded. "It means I make the decisions about Mom's care and her money." "Absolutely not." Destiny stood up again. "You can't just swoop in and take over. Sit down or leave. Those are your options." Mom grabbed Destiny's wrist. "Please, just listen." "There's more," I continued, sliding another document across the table. "This is a financial responsibility agreement. If you want any claim to Mom's estate when she passes, you need to contribute to her care costs, proportionally." Destiny's face went pale. "How much?" $35,000, the exact amount you spent on your makeover." "I don't have $35,000. "Then you forfeit any inheritance rights." "You can't do that." Destiny looked at Mom desperately. "Tell her she can't do that." Mom was staring at the papers like they were written in a foreign language. "Tori, this seems so formal." "Cancer is formal, Mom. Death is formal. Legal proceedings are formal. I'm just making sure everyone understands their responsibilities. But why does Destiny have to pay anything? She's struggling. She's struggling because she's made bad choices, repeatedly. I'm giving her a chance to step up and actually contribute to the family for once. This is insane, Destiny said, but her voice was shaking. You're basically holding Mom hostage. I'm offering to save her life. You're welcome to walk away. Mom looked between us, tears streaming down her face. Girls, please, we're family. Are we? I asked quietly. Because family members don't steal from each other. Family members don't ignore each other for 2 years. Family members don't leave voicemails at 3 a.m. because they're too ashamed to ask for help during business hours. I was ashamed, Mom whispered. I knew what I did was wrong. But you did it anyway. Because I thought you'd understand. I thought you'd forgive me. I did understand. That's why I'm here. Destiny was reading through the documents, her face getting redder by the minute. This is revenge, pure and simple. This is accountability. You're punishing us for one mistake. One mistake? I laughed, and it sounded harsh even to me. Destiny, you've made a career out of mistakes. 3 divorces, a failed business, maxed out credit cards, and now an OnlyFans account that destroyed your 4th marriage. When exactly were you planning to grow up? How do you know about... I know everything. I've been watching from a distance for 2 years, watching you crash and burn while Mom made excuses for you. Mom was sobbing now. I just wanted to help her. With my money, I'll pay you back. How? You're unemployed, Mom. You have cancer. You can barely afford groceries. The restaurant around us had gone quiet. Other diners were pretending not to stare, but I could feel their attention like heat. So what happens if I don't sign this? Mom asked, her voice barely audible. You handle your cancer treatment on your own. Medicaid, charity care, whatever you can scrape together. And when you die, because you will die without proper treatment, Destiny gets whatever's left of your estate, which won't be much after the medical bills. And if I do sign it, you get the best care money can buy. You might actually survive. And your assets get managed by someone who won't blow them on cosmetic surgery and failed business ventures. Destiny slammed her hand on the table. This is blackmail. This is a business proposition. You're sick. You know that? You're actually sick. I looked at her calmly. I'm practical. There's a difference. Mom picked up a pen with trembling fingers. Where do I sign? Mom, no! Destiny grabbed her wrist. Don't let her manipulate you like this. She's not manipulating me, Mom said quietly. She's giving me a choice. Live or die. There has to be another way. What other way? Mom looked at her younger daughter with something that might have been disappointment. You can't help me. You can barely help yourself. Destiny's face crumpled. For a moment, she looked like the little girl I used to protect from bullies, the one who used to crawl into my bed during thunderstorms. Then I remembered whose bed she'd been in when she destroyed her latest marriage, and the moment passed. Sign it, Mom, I said softly. Let me take care of you. She signed. The pen had barely left the paper when Destiny exploded. You manipulative bitch! She shot up from her chair, knocking over her water glass. You planned this whole thing! The entire restaurant turned to stare. I calmly moved my phone away from the spreading water and kept recording. Destiny, please! Mom reached for her, but Destiny jerked away. No, don't you see what she's doing? She's been planning this for 2 years. This isn't about helping you, it's about punishing us. Lower your voice, I said quietly. Fuck my voice. You want everyone to hear this? Fine. She turned to the other diners. My sister is blackmailing my dying mother. A manager started walking over. I smiled at him and held up a hand. We're fine. Just family drama. She's leaving. I'm not going anywhere until you tear up those papers. Then you'll be here a very long time. Mom was crying harder now, her whole body shaking. Girls, please stop. I can't handle this right now. You can't handle it? Destiny whirled on her. You created this. You stole from her, and now she's making us all pay for it. I didn't steal. Yes, you did. Destiny's voice cracked. You took money she gave you, and you gave it to me without asking her. That's stealing, Mom. That's exactly what that is. The honesty in her voice surprised me. For a second, she almost sounded like a grown-up. I thought I was helping. You were helping, I said. You were helping Destiny avoid the consequences of her choices, like you always do. That's not fair, Mom whispered. Isn't it? I leaned back in my chair. Let's walk through Destiny's greatest hits, shall we? Marriage number 1, she cheated with her personal trainer. You paid for her divorce lawyer. Marriage number 2, she maxed out their joint credit cards on a shopping spree. You co-signed a loan to pay them off. Marriage number 3. Stop, Destiny said, but her voice was smaller now. She started an affair with a married man and got caught when his wife found their text messages. You let her move back home for 8 months while she figured things out. She needed support. She needed accountability, but you gave her a free pass instead, every single time. Mom looked at me with something that might have been recognition. You remember all of that? I remember everything. I remember being at my college graduation alone because you were dealing with Destiny's latest crisis. I remember you missing my promotion dinner because she needed you to co-sign for an apartment. I remember every birthday phone call that got cut short because she was having an emergency. I didn't know you felt. You didn't ask. Destiny sat back down heavily. So what? You've been keeping score this whole time? Someone had to. That's so fucking sad, Tori. Like, genuinely pathetic. You know what's pathetic? Being 31 years old and having your mommy pay for your plastic surgery because your latest husband left you. At least I tried. At least I put myself out there. You just exist. You work and you judge, and you act like you're better than everyone. I am better than you. The words hung in the air like smoke. Mom gasped. Destiny's mouth fell open. I am better than you, I repeated, my voice steady. I'm more responsible. I'm more reliable. I contribute more to society. I don't leave a trail of broken relationships and unpaid bills everywhere I go. I don't manipulate people into cleaning up my messes. So yes, Destiny, I am objectively better than you. Jesus Christ, Destiny breathed. You really believe that? I know that. She looked at Mom. Are you hearing this? Your daughter thinks she's superior to us. Mom was staring at me like she'd never seen me before. Tori, honey, you sound so cold. Cold gets things done. Warm gets you taken advantage of. When did you become like this? 2 years ago, in your driveway, when I realized that being loving and generous and selfless just made me a target. A target for what? For people like you. People who take and never give back. People who mistake kindness for weakness. Mom flinched like I'd slapped her. I never thought you were weak. Then why did you give my money to her? Because... She stopped, her mouth working soundlessly. Because you thought I'd just accept it. Because you thought I'd understand. Because you thought I'd be the bigger person and let it go. Yes, she whispered. Well, congratulations. You were right. I am the bigger person. I'm big enough to save your life even after you betrayed me. I'm big enough to take responsibility for your medical care when your other daughter can't even take responsibility for her own rent. Destiny was crying now too, but her tears looked different from Mom's, angrier. You want to know why she gave me the money? Because she felt sorry for me. Because she knew you'd be fine no matter what. But I'm a mess. She was trying to help the daughter who actually needed help. The daughter who wasted help. I didn't waste it. Your business failed in 6 months. Your marriage ended anyway. Your credit is still shot. What exactly did that money accomplish besides making you feel better about yourself temporarily? She had no answer. I stood up and put the signed documents back in my envelope. Mom, I'll call you tomorrow with the name of your new oncologist. Destiny, You have 30 days to decide if you want to contribute to the family or forfeit your inheritance rights. What if I can't get the money? Destiny asked quietly. Then you can't get the money. But what if I try? What if I really try, but I just can't make it happen? For the first time in 2 years, I looked at my sister and felt something other than contempt. Not love. That was gone. But maybe pity. Then you'll learn what consequences feel like. I walked away, leaving them at the table with their cold soup and their new reality. Behind me, I heard Mom say, "What have I done?" And Destiny's broken reply, "You chose wrong. You chose wrong every single time." The house sold in 3 weeks. I stood in Mom's empty living room, watching the new owners measure for furniture. Everything familiar was gone. The floral couch where I'd done homework, the kitchen table where we'd eaten countless dinners, the family photos that had somehow never included enough pictures of me. The closing went smoothly, Collins said, handing me a folder. After medical expenses and outstanding debts, there's about $43,000 left. I've already transferred it to the shelter account as you requested. Mom sat in her wheelchair by the window, staring at the garden she'd planted 20 years ago. The new owners were planning to tear it out for a pool. "Did you hear that, Mom? The money's going to help other women start over." She didn't respond. She'd been like this since starting chemo, distant, hollow-eyed, like she was watching her life from underwater. "The assisted living facility is nice," I continued. "Private room, good medical staff. You'll be comfortable." "Comfortable," she repeated flatly. "Yes, like a pet, like someone being cared for." She finally looked at me. "Is this what you wanted? Me in a home, Destiny broke and desperate, the family completely destroyed? I wanted you to live. Everything else is just logistics." My phone buzzed, a text from an unknown number. "It's Destiny. Can we talk?" I showed Mom the screen. "She's been trying to reach me for weeks." "Have you answered?" "No." "Why not?" "Because I gave her 30 days to come up with the money. It's been 28 days. Either she has it or she doesn't." "And if she doesn't?" "Then she learns to live with her choices." The moving truck pulled away, taking the last of Mom's belongings to storage. I'd kept nothing except her jewelry box, not for sentimental reasons, but because it contained Grandma's wedding ring, which was worth about $8,000. Another asset to be managed properly. "Tori," Mom's voice was so quiet I almost missed it. "Can I ask you something?" "Of course." "Do you hate me?" I considered the question seriously. "No, I don't hate you." "Then why does this feel like punishment?" "Because consequences feel like punishment when you've never faced them before." A car pulled up outside, a beat-up Honda with a dented bumper. Destiny got out, moving slowly like everything hurt. She'd lost more weight, and her hair was pulled back in a messy ponytail. No makeup, no designer clothes. She looked like she hadn't slept in weeks. "She's here," I said. Mom straightened in her wheelchair. "Let her in." I opened the door before Destiny could knock. She stood on the threshold, holding a manila envelope of her own. "Hi," she said quietly. "Hi. Can I come in?" I stepped aside. She walked into the empty room and stopped when she saw Mom in the wheelchair. "Oh my God. Mom, you look—" "Sick," Mom finished. "I look sick because I am sick." Destiny's eyes filled with tears. "I'm so sorry. I should have been here. I should have been helping." "You're here now," I said. "Do you have the money?" She held out her envelope with shaking hands. "Most of it." I opened it and counted. 27,000 in cashier's checks and money orders. "You're 8,000 short." "I know. I sold everything. My car, my jewelry, my furniture. I've been working 3 jobs for a month. I even—" She stopped, her face flushing red. "Even what?" "I started an OnlyFans account. A real one this time, not just the amateur stuff that ruined my marriage. I made 12,000 in 3 weeks. Mom made a small sound of distress. "I'm not proud of it," Destiny continued, "but I was desperate. I needed the money. You're still 8,000 short, I repeated. I know, but I have a plan. There's this guy, he's been asking me to do private shows. He'll pay 5,000 for one night, and there's another client who wants to fly me to Vegas next weekend. Stop! The word came out sharper than I intended. Tori, please, I'm trying. I'm really trying to make this right. By selling yourself? By doing whatever it takes. Her voice cracked. You want me to take responsibility? Fine. This is me taking responsibility. I'm using the only asset I have left. I looked at her, really looked at her. The desperation in her eyes, the way she held herself like she was bracing for another blow. She looked exactly like the women who came to our shelter. There's another way, I said quietly. What? I pulled out my phone and opened the shelter's website. We have a program for women transitioning out of sex work, job training, counseling, housing assistance. I don't need charity. It's not charity. It's a job. We need someone who understands what these women are going through, someone who's been there. Destiny stared at the screen. You want me to work at your shelter? I want you to earn the $8,000 you owe, legitimately. How much does it pay? $32,000 a year to start, benefits included. She did the math in her head. That would take months to earn $8,000. Yes? And in the meantime? In the meantime, you prove you're serious about changing. You show up every day, you help other women rebuild their lives, and you learn what it means to contribute something meaningful. Mom was watching us both, her eyes moving back and forth like she was following a tennis match. What if I say no? Destiny asked. Then you say no. You keep doing private shows and Vegas trips until you have the money, or until something bad happens to you. Either way, it's your choice. And if I take the job? Then you take the job. You work hard, you help people, and maybe you figure out who you are when you're not just someone's wife or someone's fantasy. Destiny looked around the empty house, then at Mom in her wheelchair, then at me. I'll take the job. Good. You start Monday. She nodded, tears streaming down her face. Tori, thank you. Don't thank me yet. Thank me in 8 months when you've earned back your inheritance rights. As we loaded Mom into my car for the drive to her new home, Harvey from next door came over. He was an older man who lived on the street for 30 years, had watched our whole family grow up. Tori, he said, pulling me aside, can I have a word? Of course. Your mother, she used to talk about you girls all the time. She was so proud of you both. I'm sure she was. But she worried about you, said you were too independent, too strong for your own good. She was afraid you'd never need anyone. I looked at him carefully. What's your point, Harvey? She always said Destiny needed more help because she was fragile, but maybe she was wrong about who was fragile. I got in my car without responding, but his words followed me all the way to the assisted living facility. Maybe she was wrong about who was fragile. 6 months later, I stood at the podium in the shelter's main hall, looking out at 200 faces. Donors, volunteers, city officials, and the women we served. The banner behind me read, Haven House Expansion Gala, Building Futures, Healing Lives. Tonight we're launching our newest program, I said into the microphone, the Fresh Start Initiative, designed specifically for women transitioning out of exploitative situations. Applause filled the room. I spotted Victoria in the front row, beaming with pride. In the back, I saw Destiny in her staff uniform, helping serve appetizers. She'd been working at the shelter for 6 months now, and the change was remarkable. She'd gained healthy weight, her hair was its natural color, and she moved with purpose instead of desperation. This program exists because someone close to me taught me that rock bottom can be a foundation, I continued. That sometimes the people we write off are the ones who understand survival best. More applause. I clicked to the next slide, a video montage of success stories. The first woman on screen was Sarah, the divorce survivor I'd helped 2 years ago. She was now a paralegal, living independently with her daughter. I thought my family abandoning me was the end, her recorded voice said. But it was actually the beginning. Haven House didn't just give me shelter, they gave me the tools to rebuild. The second woman looked familiar, but I couldn't place her until she started speaking. I was married 4 times by 30. I thought love meant someone else fixing my problems. I had to lose everything, my money, my looks, my pride, before I learned to fix myself. It was destiny. I hadn't authorized this testimonial. My sister runs this place, she continued on screen. For years, I thought she was cold, unfeeling. I thought she didn't understand what it meant to struggle, but she understood something I didn't. That real love isn't enabling someone's worst choices. It's holding them accountable until they become who they're meant to be. The room was silent. I felt every eye on me. I'm not proud of how I lived my life, Destiny's voice continued, but I'm proud of who I'm becoming, and I'm grateful to work somewhere that believes people can change even when they don't believe it themselves. The video ended. The applause was thunderous. I clicked to the next slide, my hands steadier than I felt. The Fresh Start Initiative will serve 50 women in its first year, providing job training, counseling, and transitional housing. The program is fully funded thanks to our anonymous founding donor. That was a lie. The donor wasn't anonymous. It was the remainder of Mom's estate, plus another $100,000 of my own money. But some things didn't need to be public. After my speech, people mingled with wine and catered food. I was shaking hands with the mayor when I felt a tap on my shoulder. "Excuse me, Ms. Torrey?" I turned to find a woman about Mom's age, well-dressed but nervous. "I'm Janet. I work at Sunset Manor where your mother lives." My stomach dropped. "Is she okay?" "She's fine, physically, but she asked me to give you this." Janet handed me a sealed envelope. She said it was important you get it tonight. I excused myself and stepped into the hallway to read it. "Tori, I'm watching the gala live stream on my tablet. I heard your speech. I saw the video of Destiny. I understand now what you've been doing. You didn't just save my life. You saved hers too, and maybe your own. I need to tell you something I should have said years ago. I was wrong to favor Destiny. I told myself it was because she needed more help, but that wasn't true. I favored her because she was easier to love. She needed me in obvious ways. You were always so capable, so independent. I didn't know how to love someone who didn't seem to need me. I see now that you needed me most of all. You needed me to see you, to value you, to treat you fairly. Instead, I taught you that love comes with conditions, and that being strong means being alone. I'm proud of who you've become, but I'm sorry for the price you paid to get there. Your mother." I folded the letter and put it in my purse. When I returned to the gala, Destiny was waiting by the bar. "Hey," she said quietly. "Great speech." "Thanks. I didn't know about the video. Victoria asked me to record it last week. I wasn't sure you'd want it included." It was good, honest. We stood in comfortable silence, watching the party continue around us. "Tori?" Destiny's voice was tentative. "Can I ask you something?" "Sure. Do you think Mom will ever forgive herself?" I thought about the letter in my purse. I think she's trying. "And do you think you'll ever forgive me?" I looked at my sister, really looked at her, the woman who'd stolen my money, broken my trust, and forced me to become someone harder than I'd ever wanted to be, but also the woman who'd worked 3 jobs to try to make it right, who showed up every day to help other broken people, who'd finally learned the difference between needing help and demanding it. "I think forgiveness is overrated," I said finally. Her face fell. "But trust can be rebuilt, respect can be earned, and family can be redefined." She smiled, and for the first time in years, it reached her eyes. "I've earned back $22,000 so far," she said. 6 more to go." "I know. I've been keeping track." "Of course you have." Victoria approached us, slightly tipsy from champagne. "There are my 2 favorite sisters, Tori, this event raised over $300,000. And Destiny, that video made half the room cry. Good tears or bad tears? Destiny asked. The best kind, the kind that make people write checks. As the evening wound down, I stood on the shelter's front steps, watching people leave. Cars pulled away, carrying donors who felt good about their contributions, volunteers who felt useful, and women who felt hopeful. My phone buzzed, a text from an unknown number. This is Mom. Janet helped me set up texting. Thank you for everything. I love you. I stared at the message for a long time before typing back, I love you too. It wasn't forgiveness. It wasn't forgetting. But it was something. Maybe it was enough. The call came on a Tuesday morning while I was reviewing grant applications. Tori, it's Janet from Sunset Manor. You need to come now. I found Mom in her bed, looking smaller than I remembered. The cancer had won, but slowly, giving us time to say things that needed saying. Destiny was already there, holding Mom's hand. Hey, Mom whispered when she saw me. Hey yourself. I was waiting for you. I'm here. Destiny squeezed Mom's other hand. We're both here. Mom's eyes moved between us. My girls, look at you both. I sat on the edge of the bed. Mom looked at me with surprising clarity. The letter I sent you, did you read it? Yes. Do you believe it? I considered lying, giving her the comfort she wanted. But we were past that now. I believe you believe it. She smiled weakly. Still honest to a fault. Someone has to be. Tori. Her voice was getting fainter. The shelter. Keep it going. I will. And Destiny. She turned to my sister. Keep working there. Keep helping people. I will, Mom. I promise. Good. That's good. She closed her eyes. For a moment, I thought she was gone. Then she opened them again and looked directly at me. I'm proud of you, both of you, but especially you, Tori. You saved us all. I saved myself. Same thing. She died an hour later, peacefully, with both of us there. The funeral was small. A few neighbors, some of Mom's old teaching colleagues, the staff from Sunset Manor. Harvey spoke about Mom's garden, how she'd taught half the neighborhood kids to plant tomatoes. Destiny cried through the whole service. I didn't. Afterward, we went back to my apartment to sort through Mom's remaining belongings. Most of it was worthless. Old photos, costume jewelry, books with broken spines. But at the bottom of her jewelry box, I found an envelope with my name on it. What's that? Destiny asked. I opened it. Inside was a handwritten letter and a small key. Tori, if you're reading this, I'm gone, and you're cleaning up my messes one last time. There's something I never told you about your grandmother's estate. She left a safety deposit box that only I knew about. The key is in this envelope, box 247 at First National Bank. Everything inside belongs to you. It was always meant for you. I'm sorry I never gave it to you while I was alive. I was afraid of what it meant, that even Grandma knew you were the responsible one, the one who could be trusted with family legacy. I hope someday you can forgive a foolish old woman who loved both her daughters but understood neither of them. All my love, Mom. What does it say? Destiny asked. I handed her the letter. She read it twice, then looked at the key in my palm. We should go together, she said quietly. You don't have to. Yes, I do. The safety deposit box contained $23,000 in cash, Grandma's original wedding ring, and a stack of letters tied with ribbon. The letters were addressed to me, written over the course of 10 years before Grandma died. I opened the top one. My dearest Tori, you're 16 now, and already I can see you're going to be the strong one. Your mother worries about Destiny, but I worry about you. Strong people carry everyone else's burdens, and sometimes they forget to put them down. Remember that you deserve to be loved for who you are, not what you do for others. Your grandmother. Destiny was reading over my shoulder. She knew, she whispered. Knew what? that you were carrying all of us. I put the letters back in the box. It doesn't matter now. It does matter. It matters because she saw you when no one else did. We drove back to my apartment in silence. As I was making coffee, Destiny cleared her throat. I have something to tell you. Okay. I paid off the last $6,000 yesterday. I looked up from the coffee maker. What? The money I owed, I earned it all back. I was going to surprise you at work tomorrow, but... She gestured around us. Today felt more important. How? Over time, side jobs, and I've been tutoring some of the shelter residents for their GED tests. Turns out I'm actually good at something useful. I stared at her. You earned back your inheritance rights. Yeah, but I don't want them. What do you mean? I mean, I want you to put whatever Mom left into the shelter. All of it. Consider it my contribution to the Fresh Start initiative. Destiny? I'm serious. I don't need Mom's money. I need to know I can take care of myself. And I need to know that something good came from all the bad choices I made. I set down my coffee cup. Are you sure? I've never been more sure of anything. That evening, I sat at my kitchen table with all of Mom's papers spread out in front of me. Bank statements, insurance policies, the final accounting of a modest life. After debts and expenses, there wasn't much left, maybe $15,000, but combined with Grandma's safety deposit box, it was enough to fund another year of the Fresh Start initiative. My phone rang. Victoria. How are you holding up? I'm okay. Liar, but I respect the effort. Listen, I have news. The City Council approved our proposal for the second shelter location. That's great. It's more than great. It's a game changer. We can help twice as many women, and the location is perfect. Right downtown, near the bus lines and job centers. I looked at the money on my table, then at Grandma's letters. Victoria, I want to name the new location after someone. Of course. Who? Eleanor, my grandmother, the Eleanor House. Perfect. She'd be proud. After I hung up, I opened the last letter in Grandma's stack. It was dated just a month before she died. Tori, by the time you read this, I'll be gone, and you'll be grown. I hope you've learned that strength without compassion is just cruelty, and compassion without boundaries is just weakness. You have both. Use them wisely. The money in this box isn't an inheritance. It's an investment. Invested in something that matters. Invested in people who deserve a second chance. And remember, the best revenge against people who underestimate you is to become someone they never imagined you could be. All my love, Grandma Eleanor. I smiled and reached for my laptop. Time to start planning the Eleanor house. Outside my window, the city lights twinkled like stars. Somewhere out there, women were leaving bad situations, starting over, learning to trust themselves again. Tomorrow, there would be more of them. And the day after that, even more. I'd given my mom $35,000 for her dream retirement. She'd given it away to someone who wasted it. But in the end, we'd all gotten exactly what we needed. She got forgiveness, Destiny got purpose, and I got something I'd been searching for my whole life without realizing it. I got to matter.